Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Siska Yunisi. You can call me Siska. And I would be happy to present my research proposal today to be discussing with you. This video presentation will include the discussion of the title, Enhancing English Speaking Skill Through Active Learning Strategies. But first of all, I need to say a lot of thanks to Mrs. Siti Maisura for giving me a chance to the presentation this research proposal. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. So here, I will explain both my chapter 1. In chapter 1, there is background of study, and then focus of study, and statement of the problem, and purpose of the study, and the last about significance of study. So the first is background of study. English language proficiency, particularly in speaking, has become an essential skill in the era of globalization. English serves as the international language used in various fields, such as education, business, technology, and cross-cultural communication. Mastering an ability to speak English enables individuals to communicate more effectively in globally connected world. So now, we must to know what the important about English language. Okay, next about scope of study. The study focuses on the use of active learning strategies to improve English speaking skill of secondary school students. The research will be conducted in a classroom setting, involving participants aged 15 and 17 years old. The study will evaluate specific strategies such as group discussion, student-to-student conversation, and role-playing activities to determine their impact of student learning abilities. And next about research question. In here, we have three about research question. The first is how do active learning strategies affect student English speaking skill? And the second, which active learning techniques um, are most effective in improving speaking skill? And the last about what challenges do student and teacher face in implementing active learning strategies? Well, move to the next slide about purpose of study. The primary goal of the study is evaluate the effectiveness of active learning strategies in improving the English speaking skill of senior high school in Kayangan, North Lombok. Especially, the study aims to the first is identify active learning techniques that significantly improving speaking skill. And the second is provide insight into the practical implementation of active learning in English classroom. And the last is offer recommendation to educators and how to integrate active learning strategies into their teaching practice. And next about significance of study. The results of this research are expected to provide benefits to the following parties. The first is student. By improving their speaking skill, students will gain greater confidence and competence in using English in real-world situations. And for the teachers, this research will offer practical teaching strategies that can be used to make English lessons more interactive and effective. And the third about educational institution, schools can enhance their English program by adopting evidence-based active learning approach. And the last about researchers, the study will contribute to the development of knowledge in the field of English language teaching and learning, particularly in the context of active learning strategies. Well, we can move to the next slide about chapter 2. In chapter 2, there are 5 points. The first is Introduction to Active Learning Strategies. And the second is the role of speaking and language acquisition. And the third about relevant study. The fourth is theoretical framework. And the last about hypothesis. Well, about the definition, active learning involves students actively participating in the learning process, which means active learning is a learning method where students are actively engaged in the learning process, not just listening or taking notes, but also participating through discussion, problem solving, and other activities. So here I just mentioned the outline about the importance of active learning. The first is enhance student interest motivation, and the second is develops critical thinking and social skill. Is it according Sessions et al. 2008? And the key principle of active learning, the first is collaborative learning. Is it group discussion and feedback? This is according from Gao and Zhang 2022 and 20. And the second is about technology integration, digital platform for interactive practice. Is it according from Y and Lee 2021? And to the next slide about uh, techniques for active learning. Here have seven techniques. In the first is discussion, peer review, tutoring, directed paraphrasing, and word journaling, exam evaluation, and student debates. So here I will explain to you one is techniques for active learning. The first is about um, discussion. So here discussion is this active learning techniques involves forcing in discussion topic to enter a classroom and having each student to over their technique involves. And peer review is this technique involves student conducting performance or personality reviews on other students. And about tutoring, here to explain about this strategy involves students using their own time and effort to teach other students about certain topics. And about direct paraphrasing, is it this active learning techniques involves teaching about a specific topic, then asking each student to paraphrase what you just told to them. And the seventh about word journaling is refers to teaching students about a topic, then asking them to summarize the entire topic with single word. A fair thick they then we write a paragraph to explain why they choose to one word. And about exam evaluation, so all of the student will find the exam evaluation. So the last about student debates, is it student debates refers to choosing two students to debate each other about certain topic, and then signing about them specific stands to different. And then relevant study, the first is conducted by Ani Fajrini 2022, enhancing student speaking skill through active learning strategies. A classroom action research aims to describe the first the process of teaching and learning speaking skill through active learning strategy. Type everyone is teacher here. And the second about to describe the lecturer uh, effort to enhance the student speaking skill by using active learning strategy. And about and the second research conducted by Hartono, Ella Widiati, and Khairul Anwar 2023. The group work in Zoom breakout room to enhance English speaking self-efficacy for active learning activity studies in English language and education. The study aimed at analyzing the effectiveness of assigning students to work in group using Zoom breakout room to enhance their speaking skill efficiently to participate in active learning activities in online learning contexts. And about hypothesis in this study, the previous alternative hypothesis uh, is that the use of active learning strategies significantly enhance student English speaking skill at senior high school, the first Kayangan, North Lombok. This hypothesis assumes that the implementation of teaching methods involving students actively will have positive impact on their speaking abilities. On the other hand, the Moll hypothesis states that the use of active learning strategies has no significant effect on improving student English speaking skill at senior high school and one Kayangan North Lombok. In other words, the null hypothesis suggests that despite the implementation of active learning strategies, no significant difference in the student speaking skill can be observed, and both hypotheses will be tested in the study to determine whether there is proven positive impact of using active learning strategies on student speaking skill. And the last I will mention about the conclusion. It is this study concludes that active learning strategies significantly enhance English speaking skill by fostering student engagement, promoting interactive communication, and encouraging practical language use. Maybe just it from me. Thank you for listening to my research proposal presentation. I really appreciate your attention, feedback, and education. The last I say, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.